Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. For today's video I thought that I would do something that I've seen going around on YouTube a little bit at the moment. I actually didn't know this was like a big thing on YouTube because I kind of just searched it when I was like on my own, kind of looking for inspo, and then I like have been seeing a lot of people do it recently, so I thought I may as well jump on the bandwagon and do it as well. So as you guys will be able to see by the title, this is my top Netflix picks. I thought what I would do is I would do 5 TV shows and 5 movies. That way, like, if you're not a big TV show person and you prefer movies, you can go and watch those, or vice versa. I thought I would try and do ones that aren't as popular or aren't as like hyped up, because I mean I love TV shows like Gossip Girl and Pretty Little Liars and Shameless and The Big Bang Theory and You, but I feel like they're like really hyped up. I kind of thought there's no point in like telling you guys about those ones because everybody kind of already knows about them. So if you guys don't know, I live in New Zealand, so I only have access to the New Zealand Netflix. So without further ado, let's jump into this video. I think I'm gonna start with the TV shows. Now I wouldn't say there's like a huge variety. I mean, I kind of just pick ones that I like, and if you guys know this about me, I don't like horrors and I can only handle some thrillers. So if you're after horror recommendations, it's not gonna happen from me, sorry. Also, I will leave all of the links to all the trailers for the movies and the TV shows that I'm about to mention in the description box, so that if you guys are interested in any of these and you would like to see the trailer, then you can go ahead and just click the links to whichever ones you guys want to see. The first TV show that I wanted to talk about is Safe. So it's basically about this town that is completely gated, kind of like no one gets in, no one gets out kind of scenario, and it's like all the like upper class, kind of like rich, well-off people that live in this particular gated area. Like everyone kind of knows everybody as well. It follows the story of this one dad as he comes to realize that his daughter's gone missing, and no one in the town has seen her, and like no one knows where she is. So it kind of like follows his story on how he tries to find her, and then it's like, as well as her being missing, there's a whole bunch of other secrets that all tie into like the night that she went missing or whatever. And it's actually a really good TV show. It's got the mum from Humans in it, if you guys have ever seen Humans. There's a lot of like familiar faces in the actual TV show, and there's only 1 season. I think there's 8 episodes, and it's so addictive. Like, they're quite long episodes, but they're really good. I got my dad into the show and he loved it. I think even my mum and my sister watched it. Brooklyn Nine-Nine. So I feel like out of all the ones I'm going to talk about, this is probably like the most common out of the lot. So if you guys don't know, Brooklyn Nine-Nine is like a piss take of a police force basically, and they like work on different cases and stuff, but they kind of just like take the piss out of each other, and there's a lot of like references to like Die Hard and like those kind of films. It's a really crack up TV show. Like, it's really lighthearted, like you can watch it before bed and it's fine. It's kind of a similar vibe to The Office, so if you like The Office, chances are you'll like Brooklyn Nine-Nine. So I think there's 6 seasons of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and I've watched quite a lot of it. I think I'm on season 5, Jane the Virgin. Now I think most of these TV shows as well I have mentioned in previous favorites videos, so if you have seen them in the past, I'm sorry, like it's probably going to be more of a repeat. It follows the main character called Jane, and she is a virgin. She is waiting till marriage to have sex. She has an appointment at the doctor's for something, I actually can't remember what it is, but she gets mixed up with another lady that's also in there who is getting inseminated. So Jane accidentally gets artificially inseminated and ends up pregnant. So it kind of follows her kind of journey on how she goes to like have this baby and take care of this baby and stuff when she's a virgin basically. Like, she's never had sex, and she's really religious as well. The whole show isn't just focused on religion, by the way. I think me and Phil are on like season 3 or something, and there's like a whole lot of other things that happen as the seasons go on other than just her getting inseminated. There's 5 seasons Atypical. Now this one is kind of a little bit different from the other ones. It focuses a little bit more on like mental health and kids that aren't quite right. So it follows the main guy Sam, and he is autistic. And he is very socially awkward. Like, he has trouble talking to people, he has trouble making friends, and it kind of like follows him through high school. Again, there's like other stuff that happens throughout the TV show, but it's not like 13 Reasons Why mental health, if that makes sense. So it's a lot more lighthearted than 13 Reasons Why. So there's only 2 seasons of Atypical, so it's quite a quick kind of watch. And the last TV show that I wanted to mention is called The 100, or The 100, however you want to say it. Basically, the earth is like covered and stuff in radiation and has been uninhabitable for like so many years, leading back generations. And so everyone is living on what they call an ark, which is basically like a floating thing in space, which can sustain living and live their lives in space in this ark thing. And then they're slowly starting to run out of like oxygen and water and resources and stuff. So they send all the prisoners that they have in this ark, who are like under 18, down to the ground to see if it is inhabitable now, because obviously like the land is constantly changing. It follows Clark and Bellamy, like the 2 like kind of main characters, as they kind of like lead this group. And there's like a whole lot of problems that end up happening while they're on the ground. That's like a very brief description of the program, because I don't want to kind of spoil it for you guys. And there's 6 seasons. I think I'm on season 5, and I've loved it for years. It's been out for years, and it is more of a action, violent kind of program. It has a little bit of suspense throughout certain parts, so it's not like a light-hearted program, so I probably wouldn't recommend watching it before you go to bed. Alright, now I'm going to move on to the movies. So again, my taste and what I watch is kind of very similar, so I feel like there's not a lot of range in these movies that I'm about to talk about, so sorry about that. But I mean, if you're like me and you kind of like romance or romantic comedies, or like you can handle very light thrillers, then these are probably some that you can probably watch. The first one I wanted to talk about is Gifted. Now, I watched this like a good couple of years ago with Shosh, and it basically follows this little girl who is so gifted in mathematics. Like, her brain is just numbers all the time, and she's only like 5 years old, but she's got the brain of like a person at university basically that's studying mathematics. Like, she's very talented. So it like follows her and her dad as like he brings her to school, and then obviously like she really excels at school, and then her teachers are like realizing that she's gifted and stuff. And then there's like some things that happen, and it's just like a really good kind of family movie. The Lucky One. Now, this is actually based on a book written by Nicholas Sparks called The Lucky One. I've read it. It's such a good book, and the movie like follows the book, which is really good. So basically, The Lucky One stars Zac Efron. He plays the main guy, Logan. Starts off in war place. Logan, or Zac Efron, is in the army, and he finds this picture on the ground, and it like has, I can't remember the exact writing on the back, but it's basically like, keep safe, I love you. And like, he picks it up because he wants to try and find who the picture belongs to. He ends up surviving the entire war when like people around him are like dying and stuff, and he should have died. So he thinks that that picture is like his good luck charm. Once the war is over and stuff, he goes back to wherever it is that she lives and like tries to track her down, like return the photo to her and stuff. There's a lot of romance in there. There's a bit of like action with like the war and stuff, but it's like such a heartfelt movie. Sex and the City. So again, this one is probably the most like hyped up one out of the lot that I've got. I loved the Sex and the City movie. I've got it on DVD, and I've also got the second one. It follows Carrie Bradshaw and how she moves to New York and like finds her friends and like finds her style, and then it like follows her trying to find a man basically. The fashion in it is amazing. I love the friendship between all of the girls. Angus Thong's in perfect snogging. So again, I have this on DVD. I've loved this movie for years. It basically follows the story from Louise Renison of the exact same name as the movie. I've read the book. I really liked it, although it's slightly different to the movie. The book is written as like more of like a diary kind of style, so it is kind of hard to like transform those into movies. But it follows the main character Georgia as she tries to like navigate high school and growing up and like the issues of being a woman and like trying to get a boyfriend and all those kind of stuff. So again, comedy, really lighthearted movie, and another one that is great for girls' nights. The last movie that I wanted to recommend is actually one again that I watched a few years ago, and Shosh introduced me to this movie, and it is called Two Night Stand. Now it stars Miles Teller, which if you don't know who he is Peter from Divergent. He is in one of Phil's favourite movies that I can't remember the title of, but like he's like a drummer dude in that movie. Also the guy from The Spectacular Now, if you have seen that movie. So he's been in a few things recently, and it's like him and this girl who meet on a dating website, and then they decide to like meet up and like spend the night together and all of that kind of stuff. But then they end up getting snowed in at his apartment, so then they end up having to spend the day with each other. So it's kind of like a really cute movie. Obviously there is sex in it, so if you're gonna watch it, make sure you're over the legal age. And then there's like other stuff that happens. So there we go guys, those are all of my Netflix recommendations, so like TV shows and movies. If you guys do want to see another one of these, then let me know in the comments, because I can definitely do more. I mean, I'm sure we are all on Netflix like a lot of the time. Also, if you guys have any recommendations on things I should watch, leave them in the comments, because I'm always intrigued on new things to watch on Netflix. I'm always searching these videos constantly, because me and Phil go through movies and TV shows really fast. Like we're always watching like 3 or 4 things at once. If you guys enjoyed this video, then please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Also make sure you turn on the post notifications. It's just the little bell next to the subscribe button. It just makes sure you get notified whenever I upload a video, because YouTube's algorithm has changed now where it doesn't always let you know if that you're subscribed to have uploaded basically. Check out my social media, it's all linked down below in the description. I post quite a bit on Instagram, and I'm always like pinning stuff on my Pinterest board and finding new music on Spotify, and I always like update you guys on what's happening with my channel and stuff on Facebook as well. So make sure you're following those, and I think that's everything. So I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. I feel like it somehow doesn't, I'm probably overreacting, but I feel like the background looks slightly wonky, but I feel like that washing machine in the back is so loud, but there's nothing that I can do because I need to wash my clothes. I feel like that helped a little bit. I feel like it's just very like white and bright, but the last time I filmed in here it was like 4 o'clock. I pinned my trusty little notebook onto the right page. Okay, it's so funny because the camera is like so close in front of me, but like it doesn't look that close coming up in the camera. Hopefully it's actually not as loud. Like an appointment, she has an appointment at the doctor's appointment. I cannot speak. Is Phil home? Are you home?
Yeah.
Hey.
You coming?
Yeah. I was like, who's coming in the door? I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
But then you didn't have your phone, so you can text me.
Are you like actually filming?
Yeah, I'm recording.
Oh, I'm giving my phone anyway. Today.
Okay. Phil's home.
15-minute break. Another 8 minutes.
Oh, you're on break?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm sure you wouldn't be finished like now, because it's like
No,
not even
I'm
lunch.
just on break until like 11:50.
Ah, okay. That really freaked me out though. I was like, who the fuck is opening my door? Because like our door has like keys and only me and Phil have the keys. So I was like, as she moves to New York, and like how she like, this car. It's kind of like a funny movie, but it's also like a comedy. Oh, that's the same thing. Duh, Paige.